Add and edit text. In this video, we're going to add and edit text in Keynote 6.0. There are two ways in which we can add text. The first and the easiest one is using the placeholders, simply by double-clicking and typing in. The second way that we could do is to insert an object like a text box. I can do this from my insert menu, text box, put it down here again, click in here, and then I can shift that to a new position. You notice when I moved it, the yellow lines come up. Those yellow lines give me my center within my slide. Once I've added it in here, I need to be able to go through and edit it. And I can do this by going to my Format Inspector. Within here there are three tabs: Style, Text, and Arrange. We're going to focus on text. The first one we want to look at is our basics, and I'm going to select here my text. I can obviously change my font style, selecting a different type of font. I can change the weight of it, so it could be regular, light. This will also allow me to select my italic and bold types. I obviously have my size and my other basics of bold, italic, underlined. There are advanced options that I can drop down and show here as well. And this is where I can get things like strike through and my basic shadows. Within alignment, I have left aligned, centered, right aligned, or justified. I have my levels of indent. This is increase indent, which will indent it a certain amount each time, and decrease it. My next one down, this line here, is my vertical alignment. Top of the placeholder, middle, bottom. The next option here on the arrow, or the drop down arrow, is my spacing. This allows me to set spacing before and after my paragraph using point size or line spacing within there. And the last one within the text box is my bullets and lists. I can select here my list style, and from there the type. And I can also then set my indent for both the bullet and the text, so that I can increase or decrease the spacing between the bullet and the text and the level of indent that the bullet has. Up here, this drop down is my styles. This will allow me to select preset styles that match the style of the slide that I'm using. These will change depending on the theme of the slide. The next tab that's very useful is Arrange. This allows me to move objects backwards and forwards within the text, so I can now have text layering over the top of images and drop my images behind. So that's very powerful, and I can either move it directly to the back or to the front, or move it forwards and backwards. If I have a number of layers, that will shift it back one or two layers depending on how many times I click. I can rotate the object, flipping it. I can also select it and lock it into position. It will also give me my position and the relative size that this object has. To summarize, I can add text by either double-clicking on a placeholder and typing the text in, or adding in a text box and typing it in from there. I can then edit my text by coming to the Format Inspector, selecting Text, and then editing the highlighted text by manipulating the options here, which are to do with the font, color, size, its alignment, spacing, and bullets. And then I can shift these backwards and forwards, or put them at an angle within the page or within the slide by using the Arrange tab and the different elements within there.